What's that?
What's what?
That?
My application?
No, these sketches.
Oh, I don't know. Just something I saw somewhere.
Where? Where did you see them?
Don't actually remember.
Scout and Angelica are getting a little more used to their new circumstances, and they are starting to discover a little bit more about what's going on. Caden is telling them more information.
So this is where we start to split the narrative a bit, and we don't focus just on scouts, and we get to know our, good the invaders who came in and stole our lives. We get to see a bit more about what makes Sawyer and Andrew tick.
So Andrew and Sawyer start discovering some interesting things about themselves and this book and this symbol that they've been drawing, and so they go on a little bit of an adventure to discover what that all means. And that's
103 was really fun to film because that's where I first meet my character and Joey's character first meet in that episode, and we're figuring a lot of things out in that episode. Not fully figuring things out, but we think we figure things out.
So this episode was one of the episodes where I got to be heavily involved as a behind-the-scenes person, which was really cool because I got to do the casting of Holden, which is my beautiful friend James, and he did that, and that was really cool. And then I also got to film all the Eco Club scenes in this episode. And what I love about doing Eco Club is because I get to work with people who I don't get to work with in the context of the show as an actor, but they're all like my close friends in real life, like Theo and Helena. So I get to hang out with Theo and Helena.
That's how we record. I know how to record.
I have some scenes in the library that were pretty fun to film. They were logistically hard to film, but they were still fun.
I didn't film that much in 103 because I was a lot of it was done when I was not involved in the directly filming process, but I would say watching back, a lot of the library stuff was fun to do with Joey and Jordan, and there's just some really interesting things that happened in this episode.
Do you want to rob a library?
I didn't really have that interesting of scenes in 103, honestly, but I enjoyed filming this one scene towards the beginning where it was outside a bathroom, and it was sort of a comedy scene with me, her, and Emily and Keith. It was a lot of fun.
There was this scene where Scout and Angelica meet up to talk, and Angelica has been noticing some things, and then Scout tries to ask her some more direct questions about the thing because she's like, oh no, I'm so paranoid, and so he starts asking her some questions, and turns out she doesn't remember any details about this thing that's been happening. He's like, wow, you're really terrible at being paranoid, and that's a quality line.
I haven't slept at all since, and I'm getting more and more paranoid. I think I saw a car following me earlier.
Seriously? What kind?
I don't remember.
Well, did you get the plates?
No.
Damn, you're not very good at being paranoid.
We forgot the whole where Scout and Sawyer are closer in 103.
Finding people that could all show up on the same day to film for Eco Club
It's an oof.
was a struggle, and it was a lot of me just FaceTiming Olivia and being like, okay, here's all the Eco Club scenes. How can we cut this to make it make sense?
Again, logistically, my scenes throughout that episode were kind of hard to film, especially in the library.
The other hard part to film about 103 was the stuff at the library. There is just some odd things that happened that we needed to be able to do, and because it was not our building, there was a thing where we needed a keypad. Did we solve the thing with the keypad ever? Did we get around to that scene? Did we do that scene yet?
We had a set of scenes with Emily and I, which sort of like when we started filming them, it became clear that how they were written in the script didn't quite work. So I had to ad-lib an entire scene in there. We had to switch around the dialogue a lot, which made it hard to memorize the lines because the lines didn't exist. I think it turned out pretty well, but it was sort of a weird thing to film.
This was probably one of the most fun times I had filming too, because I got to be director of Eco Club scenes, and I had Helena and I came up with this concept for one of the scenes, and it's one of my favorite scenes into just the way it's shot. But that's all I can say about it.
I'm sorry for having the ugliest outfit in the entirety of the season for Sawyer in 103. I ran out of costumes.
103 is really where the plot starts to, where we start to sort of see what the show is going to be like now that the setup's out of the way, sort of where people are going to fall, what kind of stuff they're going to deal with. And it's not the most exciting episode, but I think it's one of the most important episodes in the season for what it sets up and the way the characters' attitudes change and the way they approach the situation become a little different.
Yeah, and it's nice because I feel like there's a lot of bonding between a lot of different characters in that episode.
Yeah, 103 is fun because it's sort of when it, like, a lot of stuff goes down in 101, 102, but 103 is when it really gets off to the races. So that's